Like if you found the video valuable. Detective Mara Ellison had always trusted two things in her career: her instincts and the weight of evidence. But when both pointed in opposite directions, she knew trouble was waiting. The call came just past midnight. A murder at the old Whitmore Library. By the time Mara arrived, the quiet building reeked of gunpowder and candle wax. On the marble floor, Henry Laskin, rare manuscript dealer, notorious for his shady dealings, lay dead with a bullet through his chest. Beside him, scattered like fallen leaves, were loose pages from a 17th-century Bible. But what caught Mara's eye wasn't the body. It was the antique fountain pen on the floor, its nib stained dark with ink and blood. "Witness?" she asked the rookie on scene. "One," the officer replied. "Local grad student. Claims she heard the shot while researching upstairs. Says she saw someone leave." Mara found the student, a nervous young woman named Alice Rowan, shaking near the reference desk. "It was dark," Alice stammered. "But I swear, I saw Mr. Whitmore himself." Mara froze. Arthur Whitmore, the library's founder, had been dead for 50 years. Alice caught her look. Not him alive. But someone dressed like him. Old coat, tall hat. Like the portraits. A prank? A disguise? Mara's instincts whispered it wasn't that simple. The next morning, an odd discovery complicated matters further. A single line had been scrawled across one of the Bible's torn pages, in fresh ink: "The past always collects its debts." The handwriting belonged to Laskin himself. Forensics confirmed it, but the time of writing was murky, possibly after he'd been shot. A dying message? Or a planted clue? 3 suspects emerged quickly. Professor Gerald Ames, a historian whose career Laskin had ruined with a forged manuscript scandal. Sylvia Crane, a rival dealer who'd lost a fortune after buying counterfeit texts from Laskin. Alice Rowan, the student witness, who claimed innocence but had no alibi strong enough to survive scrutiny. Mara dug deeper. Ames had been at a faculty dinner, half a dozen witnesses swore to it. Sylvia was at home, but her phone records showed no calls, no texts, no alibi beyond her own word. Alice, however, had checked into the library system's database that night. At the exact time of the murder, she'd logged a search under her student ID, Arthur Whitmore portrait. That detail gnawed at Mara. Why search for Whitmore's image right then? Unless Alice had been studying how to mimic his ghostly appearance. When confronted, Alice broke down. "I only searched because I was afraid," she said. "I thought I saw him. I thought I was losing my mind." Her fear felt real, but Mara still wasn't convinced. The breakthrough came from the pen. It wasn't just a fountain pen. It was a limited edition Mont Blanc from 1924, worth thousands. And it had been registered to Sylvia Crane at an auction the year before. When Mara brought Sylvia in, the woman smiled coldly. "So I dropped a pen. That doesn't make me a killer." But Mara had her cornered. The ink used in the dying message matched the rare shade Sylvia imported, emerald noir. Laskin couldn't have written it. His hands had trembled too much in death. "You forged his last words," Mara said. "You wanted us to think it was some ghost story. But the ghost is you, Sylvia, the debts you thought Laskin owed." Sylvia's silence was the only confession Mara needed. As Sylvia was led away, Mara glanced back at the crime scene photos one last time. The ink, the blood, the torn Bible pages. In her gut, though, a shadow of doubt lingered. Because in the corner of one picture, faintly reflected in the antique glass of the library case, stood a tall figure in a black coat and hat. Watching, and Mara couldn't shake the feeling that maybe, just maybe, Alice hadn't been entirely wrong.